Have you ever thought about dropping out of college? Yo, what is up, guys? I'm with the man, the myth, the legend, Nando Munchmeyer. He is here to tell a little bit about himself, how he actually is able to maintain his business and college at the same time, and if you guys are trying to do that, how you guys can do it as well. But I'm gonna let Nando introduce himself, what he does for work, and all that good stuff.
All right, guys, so my name is Fernando Munchmeyer. I'm an e-commerce salesman entrepreneur, and I pretty much started my first drop shipping business in March of last year. I sold that one after about a month and a half, 2 months of making revenue, about $20,000 in revenue. We sold that bad boy in that first business, and then that's how we got started in this. After you get started with one niche, you're just banging after that. You know how to do it. It's like a system. It's a mindset. So you do it once, then you apply it to every other thing. It's kind of like a skill set that you're going to apply to a lot of other things. And I'm in school too, so I go to the University of California, Irvine. I'm an undergraduate student studying business economics.
Okay.
And a lot of people, there's a lot of controversy whether or not I should be in school, whether or not I should drop out, whatever the case is. But I'm here to tell you guys kind of like my case of things. For example, when you guys go to school, you have people that learn computer science that are going to work on your app, or that are going to work on your project. People that are going to be working under you, got to take advantage of. And people don't really realize that if you're an entrepreneur, that's your advantage you get to take advantage of, because you have those people that will work under you later.
So me as an individual, I never really had that vision of going to college. I mean, I had those dreams and goals of being somebody like of a doctor, a policeman, something that would require an education. But then I started to look into other businesses, like working for myself. If you really want to be real, they're teaching you facts, stories, philosophies, things that happened hundreds of thousands of years ago. And I really don't see any of that me being able to apply to my life. But what about you? You said you're doing economics in school, and what else?
Yeah, so we're doing business economics, and I'm pretty much doing that along with a whole bunch of other classes. You have to take, your general education requirements that help you get your degree.
Yeah.
And when you told me about that, like, trust me, I'm the same boat when it comes to school. I don't want to have to go home and do my homework. Nobody wants to have to write an essay. And yeah, there's that side of things. Like, you have to go home and you have to do things. You have to do things outside of school, away from going to class. Now, I'm about 20 minutes away from school. I go back and forth every day, and I don't know about you guys, but waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning for me, definitely not something I look forward to doing in the morning.
I remember I had a 0 period, and I would have to wake up at like 5 a.m. and I'd have to be at school at 6 a.m. Wake up that early, going to a place that I literally didn't like at all. And then what made it even worse is when you go into 0 period, you're already tired, and then the teacher's not really giving you things that are gonna make you excited. Like, I wanted to go to school and have my teacher pretty much yelling at me, like pumping me up, like, what's going on, class? We're gonna learn some amazing things today that you're gonna be able to apply to your life. But
instead, it's a same old routine. You go inside the classroom, teacher sits you down, and in college, you're with 100 other students plus in the classroom, and the teacher is saying a whole bunch of information. If you raise your hand, you miss your information, good luck actually going ahead and saying it, having him go back a slide, because you have to write down what you see right there in that moment. But let's make it a little more interesting with this whole advantage of college and stuff. How did I get started? I pretty much met a lot of people through college, and a lot of these people that I met have helped me get to where I am right now. And I'll admit, when I see that controversy, that's why I live over here. We're living in this area. Yeah. I hate being in college and being surrounded by university students. And if you're the same way, it's okay. It's okay. I was going through it, and I really don't like to waking up. 2 other roommates. I lived in a dorm literally about the size of the square that we're in the cement. And it was pretty damn small with 2 other dudes, so 3 people in general, or in total. And that was where I started last year. And then, hey, got our own crib now. We're 19 years old.
We're living in paradise now. I never really could imagine me living in a dorm, to be honest. But I definitely had, like, at one point when I was younger, an idea of going to college, but it never stuck in my mind, because when I was going through high school, right as I went into like middle school and high school, they started bringing up the whole college subject.
Exactly. I was on the same page too, and when I was in high school to be exact, I wanted to go into forensic pathology. So what is that? That's literally the dude that does the autopsies. That's what I wanted to do. I love that. I love going and watching that CSI stuff at the end of the day, going home, watching that, seeing all the cool stuff they do, and then most importantly, I see the bank that these guys are earning just doing that cool stuff of like examining dead bodies. I'm like, I want to do that. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I have my mindset on that. I wanted to be a lawyer before that. I wanted to be a doctor, and this is the thought process I went to. I saw it, looked up the job. After looking up the job, I log in and I see all the salary that they earn. And I think that's great, but all the years in school that I'm gonna have to pay and all the money's no problem. I can repay that back some other day. My time is the most important part. Another fucking 6 years in school, oh no, I can't do that. I'd much rather be paying my own rent right over here, making my money, making myself feel independent, and creating my own little vision happen right over here while doing that in school. So just get my degree. I want to get my bachelor's and pretty much be set with that after.
In school, you're kind of stuck in like a room all day, being taught these things and writing stuff in a packet. It's like you can't really apply those skills to real life. So I mean, I looked at my college professors that are making $60,000 a year, or I was looking at the college professors teaching people how to run a business that were making $60,000 a year.
That haven't started even that many businesses.
Yeah, and they don't have a business themselves, and it's like, how are you going to teach someone how to make $1 million business when you haven't made a business yourself?
It's different when you're in college a little bit because you have teachers teaching you business and all that good stuff. But then again, you have really specific classes. And I'll admit, 2 classes I took that I really, really did love, and guess what they were? Entrepreneurship. Yeah, I got A's in them. So
the only class that I was actually looking to go into when I was going to college, if I was going to go, was business or entrepreneurship, something like that. Because I mean, when I was raised, I learned so much just from my dad. Because I was at home a lot of the time, and I would see my dad. My dad works from home, so he was always on phone calls, always closing deals, and I would just always hear him on the phone. And I was like, okay, like this is something that I can probably do 1,000,000 times better, because I have my influence right in front of me, and I'm learning what they do and what they don't do well.
Yeah,
and I'm learning from it. I'm like, all right, how can I implement the same skills that they have and make it 1,000,000 times better? And that's exactly what I did. And that's how I'm so successful at such a young age, because my dad was basically like my mentor to me.
And we all have to have those figures out there. You're not going to get from point A to point B without that some sort of role model, that person you're going to look up to, say, look, this is the way I want myself to be one day, but better. That's truly what you want to do. You don't want to copy somebody the same exact way. You copy somebody the same exact way, you might get the same results, but you're not going to be better than them. And the whole idea of entrepreneurship is there's somebody that's in your spot. There's somebody that's going to take your spot right now. There's somebody that's in that spot right now, and I want that spot.
Yeah.
But am I eager enough to sit down there first? That's the real question. School, on the other hand, it helps me get closer to my goals just because of communications. I get to meet a lot of different people that are there. And trust me, I don't like meeting students all day long that are studying with their heads in their books all day. Nobody wants to live a boring life like that.
Yeah.
But over here, we're actually able to meet a few different people that want to start businesses, and perhaps even drag them out of that. If they're in school right now, they want to actually dip their toes into something else, I'd be happy to help them start a business, or give them some time and tell them a little bit about what I do, how I got started, because I was never the 4.0 student. In fact, I was that kid in middle school with the bowl cut that always wanted a girlfriend, and I never really could get one because nobody really kind of wanted me. I was kind of shy, quiet, a little more kept to myself. I had okay grades. I was kind of B's, C's.
My business, I can learn as much as I fucking want, because I have books, I have audios I can refer to from people that have already seen massive success, and I can implement the same desires and wants that they have in their life. Now with school, you go in for a certain amount of hours, they are teaching you certain things. You don't get to choose what you want to learn, and you're paying for that too.
So you might ask me why I'm paying $20,000 a year.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy. I thought of that and it really made sense. But everything is a business in today's society.
You get it from the student teachers.
Yeah.
Student teachers are the ones that are going to be able to actually dive in with you and be like, okay, this is how you do it. If you meet the teacher, it's very rare. You have to really push yourself out there. And trust me, if you guys are in college, I'm telling you right off the bat, if you guys want to get a better grade, go out there and meet people. Just to smile, let alone, you'd be surprised how far that can get you. You show a smile to a teacher, have them acknowledge your presence. Yeah. That can get you pretty far. Trust me, I've had quarters where I go in halfway through the quarter, and then the teacher looks at me and is like, okay, you're new. And they called him for attendance. The name Fernando, it's here, and everybody looks over like, oh my God, this kid's finally here. I know that feeling, but there's always time for change. And you know what? You told me that you're stuck in a classroom for 6 hours. Sure, you might be stuck in a classroom for 6 hours, whatever it is, or inside that school. I use it. My best business ideas are actually, executed in the classroom. When I'm talking about executing in the classroom, I get the idea, and I'm sitting there. I'm same mindset as you. I'm listening to the teacher, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, he tells me something. I'm like, fuck, I really don't want to do this. Open up my book. I'm like, okay, this is the idea I'm doing. Go to my laptop, make it happen right away. And I'm super into it. Everybody on me is taking notes. You know what I mean?
Have you ever thought about dropping out of college?
Well, it's definitely been a thought, and we're thinking about $30,000 a year. And that's a lot of money. Why am I paying $30,000 a year? That's definitely a question that's been on my head. And when is it going to come back in return? It hasn't came back yet. In relation to has, though, I've been able to meet a lot of different people and been able to actually grow my business and meet people that actually help me make my websites, help me get my customer service all answered. And it's all done through college, and all that communication is done through there. They're not going to teach you how to communicate with people. I go to a college where there's a lot of immigrants coming from other countries that hardly speak English. They're very, very quiet and reserved to themselves, and they have 4.0s. Who's going to be more successful? The person that's going to go out there and put themselves out there or talk to people, or that person with the 4.0 that can answer a question on a test sheet?
That's what I never understood, bro. Communication is something that I inherit very well from my genes, my parents' genes. And that is something that you need on an everyday basis. Like, if you can't communicate with your husband or your wife, how are you going to stay in that relationship? If you can't communicate with your teachers telling them that you need help, how the fuck are they going to know that you need help? So, I mean, communication is something that I never really saw was being taught in school. And if you can't communicate with people properly, you can't do certain things in life.
I definitely 100% agree. And like I said, that degree is not going to get you anywhere without you going out and meeting people. I just want to have that degree just in case anything happens to go down with my business. If I happen to take a hit, I have something to lean back on. At least I have a degree. Somebody could actually look at me and be like, I can put some money in your pocket because you're qualified.
Yeah.
That's just the reason mainly I have a degree. That's the main point of the video. If you guys want to figure out why I'm going to college, is to meet people, get my degree, and pretty much just make the most out of it, because I'm putting myself in a situation where there's other kids that are studying to work under people. And you have an advantage if you're the boss. If you're over there and you say, hey, look, I want to own a business and I want to have a bunch of developers under me one day, you're looking at your developers. Don't call school a scam. Appreciate it and realize, hey, there's all these people over here that are going to work under me. And there's that side of, you know, school that people choose to not recognize.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm here to pretty much tell you guys, like, hey, this is my side of things. I go to school, 19 years old.
Well, let me tell you this. I'm going to go to college, guys. Joking. But all right, guys, thanks for coming on this video. It was a wonderful interview. Thanks for coming on, Nando.
Thank you, boss man. Appreciate it.
But if you guys could drop a like on this video if you do like it, and if you could hit that subscribe button and ask any questions, concerns that you have for Nando, and we'll leave it there. Have a good day, guys.